Is this your first meeting with us? No.
I go back a long way.
So you've come back to us. Welcome back. Talking about our meeting room, this is our room for the next, this is the nicest room they had. It seems to fit us okay. We're almost out of chairs. We've got this for the next couple of months, and then we have our August meeting will be in the old room we used to have. And then your executive has just had a discussion, and we're thinking of moving to a new location, mostly because the price for the next 4 months is somewhere at least 30, 40% more expensive than we paid for the previous order. So right, everyone's seen the news, right? Hey, yeah, it's got nothing to do with Trump. It's got everything to do with this province. So 35% yeah, 35% layoff. A bunch of my friends got fired, laid off last week. So I came into the office this week, and people are missing. So the college obviously is desperate for money, which is reflective in the price. Because when I got the bill for the next 4 months, I wrote back and said, "Yo, I get a discount, don't I?" And they go, "Oh yeah, your discount's been included." I said, "Well, I ain't a discount anymore," because we're paying about 115 per month, and we were paying 80. So we've talked as the executive, and it's too late to go back to the library. And to be honest, the library was never the best place. But Mr. Webb has come forward and has offered the use. For some of you, this might be portentous, but he offered the use of the funeral home that he works at, which has got a reception area for 150 people.
Could be really close for a whole bunch of us, which is great.
Yeah. And if we have a chilly night, some of you can stay. The best part is the price point is very good because it's free. So and reliable, and I'll take the consensus clapping. We financially coming here will definitely either increase the dues or jeopardize our funding. So we will it sounds like people are okay with that. We will be moving our meetings it's on Dundas. Bill? Right across from Beale is where it's located. And it's accessible. Bill?
It's a funeral home.
It's accessible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got an elevator, Mary. So yeah. So if no one's got an issue with that, we'll post it in our meeting, but we'll move. We've paid for this quarter, but we'll move come September, because this will prevent us from having to increase dues for next year, and it'll keep the club financially stable. The other challenge we're having is our show, which is the main impetus for this, is our pre-show meeting. The show is also a lot more expensive in everything. We don't have metals like we used to. We had to order a different style of metal because they don't make our metals anymore. More expensive. Printing, more expensive. The rental of the gym was actually not that much more than last year. I think it was only about $200 more. Yeah. Which was like, I didn't understand. Our insurance should be about the same cost. The plaques and medals will be more expensive. We're probably looking at probably closer to double what we paid last time for plaques and medals. So the show will definitely we will be at zero funds for the show fund once we get to the opening day. So about the show, the majority of this meeting is going to be a little bit social time. We'll talk about what guys have brought in, some updates, but for the most part, this is our show meeting. This is our final push. The show's in 3 weeks. Here at Fanshawe at the gym. I thought we'd escape construction, but thank you, Bus Rapid Transit, for fucking up Oxford Street. So hopefully that won't have too much of an issue. Cheapside's still all okay to come in. There's no construction on site. Parking will be fine all around the gym. Yeah, and Second Street's fine also. So it's open again. So it shouldn't be too much of an issue. As it stands right now, we've got, we could still use some sponsorships. It's, you know, to second carry, the Trump Ford combination has definitely made people leery in spending money. We've had sponsors before that are not coming forward now. That's just how it's going. Yes? Easier said than done, right? Everything costs money. So, and it's more than just having a large rectangle. It's about accessibility and it's about services and it's about getting that stuff there. So, you know, we've got it here. If the price stays good, the gym can always be used again in the future, but we don't have to have our club meetings here. If we can get a club meeting space that's not depleting us of what'll amount to about $1,500 a year in rental, which is significant. And what? Yeah, roughly, if not more, right? If they don't jack it up more, because for those who didn't read the news, next year is an even worse year for the college, as those of you who work here know. So, and then after the year after, we'll have to depend on Devin for a discount, because I won't be here. So for the show, right now, if anyone knows anyone who's interested in sponsoring, please get them in touch with us. We've got the email on the website. Any of the executive members, you can reach out to us. We're still taking them until the final day. The big push for us is donations for the raffle. That's what the raffle is based on. It's based on donations from members, from different clubs, shops. Unfortunately, we're down one shop now permanently. And I went to AVF Hobbies and noticed that their side is now closed. They're only the one little spot, like the one half of their business. So the other side is gone. I saw that yesterday. That surprised me. So it's decreased in size. Yeah. Yeah. So, and the shelves are pretty empty for stuff. Like there was, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Everyone's a little light right now. Obviously the way the world is going, things are pretty light. I was down in the States and things were pretty light. Mike? Yeah, no, we knew that. Yeah, their rent was tripled, so they're moving. Neo Tokyo is looking for another location. Did you get something that Pete? Good, good. So, yeah, yeah. I saw Rob a few weeks ago and we had a good chat about that. So, so you know, like I mean, the hobby's doing well. There's new companies emerging. There's new products. Every time I look at new kits in the news, there's tons of stuff. So we're still doing well, but here locally, right? Financially, things are a bit more strapped. So we don't have the sponsors we did before. We're hoping for a good gate. People are definitely show hungry. I've had a lot of interest in our show, even down from stateside.
Of that, so if everybody can come grab one or two or three of these, go to your local library. And they're post them. I went to a bunch of libraries. On here. They've already approved it.
Is anyone going to the railroad show in St. Thomas, the model railroad show on the 25th? Okay, no. I'm going to Anime North. I'll take a couple with me. Yeah, okay. So Anime North is on the 25th of May. I'll be in Toronto. I'll bring a few over there. I'm head judge for their Gunpla and Mecha category, so I'll definitely I'll bring some IPMS London coins to leave with some builds, just to our poker chips, just to push us a little bit more for that. Volunteers, remember, we need volunteers. We need volunteers for everything. We're looking for guys to help. I'm looking for guys to help with judging. So those of you who can help judge, definitely show up at the show. We need help with the raffle table we've got taken care of. We got one person, we need at least two manning the entry till. That's a lot of work first thing in the morning and then it dies down. We need volunteers just to help with the vendors to set up, to haul their stuff in, to help with the vendors, not shop while you're helping them come in. You know, we need people that can help with some of the folks that show up at the show sometimes need help with their kits and stuff like that for directions. So we rely on the volunteers. We've had lots of guys put their hands up. Yep. Well, what we talked about last meeting was if you're selling kits at our table that we've got, take your turn, right? If you're selling stuff, we'll have everyone, you know, bring what you want, your prices. But take your turn at the table to help out, sell the products. So that's what we're looking for that.
Maybe, is there anyone interested right now who could put their hand up and say they'll help at the front desk? For example, my wife won't be there this year.
So my wife's running it, but she's not going to do it alone.
I get a couple of people just first hour. Okay, all right, I know, but we're also gonna be busy.
Bill would be great to have help since he's our treasurer anyway. So thank you, Lee. Lee, help and Lee, can you do what you did last show, because you did help folks sometimes figure out their classifications? Definitely, that'd be a great asset. So, pardon? Yeah, they're already posted. Yeah, and we'll get you a sheet so that you know what's there. So some of us will be there. So what happens is Fanshawe does everything. They do the table setup. We've given them a floor plan. So on Friday afternoon, they set up. We have access after about 5:30-ish. So last year we did the same thing. We brought some stuff, but it is a big open gym and there's nowhere really secure we can use. So we don't really leave anything there. But some of us showed up to get an idea of the layout, where we wanted to do stuff, if we had to move anything last minute. I'm borrowing a screen and a few other doodads, PA system from the college that'll be brought over by the college that evening. So we don't need a lot of folks that evening because there's not much to do. They set everything up. Our big thing is we put the place cards down. We separate the categories with crepe paper so that we have, you know, areas. We just kind of do that ahead of time. I'm thinking that Bill's going to do some name tags for the vendors, so you can set the vendors up where they are so that when they come in, if you're helping with the vendors, you know exactly where they need to go. That's really it. So the executive, us that usually show up, quite often that's sufficient on the Friday. What about the t-shirts? Yeah,
It's an incentive.
yeah, I have t-shirts. The London IPMS staff volunteer t-shirts, which Vanna has right now. If you're volunteering, I have more. I'm picking up more. We have fat guy sizes, so yay. Because all we got left was inappropriate if any of you, but maybe Steve wore them. Yeah. Yeah. I've got my last year's. It's got some bizarre food stains on it, but I'll bring it. All right. It's a modeling shirt, right? Yes, Carrie? We'd like volunteers to be there for 7:30 a.m. Yeah, you can show up later, but you won't be helping us. Yeah. In our club too. Yeah, 7:30 a.m. for the volunteers on the Saturday. We'll have t-shirts. I got more. One of our sponsors has donated, like I said, fat guy sizes, so we should be okay for that. That's how we identify. Like my wife will tell folks, I mean, if you need any help, look for a guy, look for someone in the white t-shirt. It does kind of stand out with staff volunteers, so that'll be all set up. My son and daughter will run the raffle table. We're running the raffle table in a different way. We're not using those stupid fucking blue chits that we had last time because that was a fiasco. So I watched how Amps did it last week, and we're going to run like that, which is basically they'll draw tickets. The ticket numbers will be written down. The tickets will then be attached to prizes in random order. One of the kids, my kids will just put the tickets on. You show up, here's your ticket number, here's what you get. You don't like it, go swap with somebody when you get a chance. That's the way it works. That's what I did. I had a Leopard 1 recovery vehicle, and I ended up coming home with a French armored car. So, you know, these things just happen. So raffle table's taken care of. We need help at the front entrance. Thank you again. And especially with some of that, like the nice thing is we don't have any tables set up or take down because once we're done the show, we just police it, we clean it up, and they take it down at the end of the day, which is wonderful. We'll probably have a couple of pickets just walking around looking for any garbage and stuff like that, because if there's any kind of mess, including pee-pee, thank you, Bill, it'll be picked up. If anyone's got first aid, just let us know in the morning. If you get your first aid CPR, we had someone pass out at the last show because it got hot. I've made sure that the temperature will be better this time around, but somebody passed out and became incontinent. Bill fortunately was there. He cleaned it up. But right, the hobby isn't getting any younger with most of the participants. So I was at AMPS and an ambulance showed up on Friday afternoon. And the paramedics came out and they said, somebody called 911. And I honestly said, lady, it's a building full of fat white guys. Good luck. But that's the main guy right there. Right. I don't know what happened, but basically there's 300 guys that all have a cardiac condition. So good luck to them.
What I'll do is before the show, I'll send a mass email to everybody with a map showing where parking is and marking where the show is, just so not everybody was here last time.
Yeah. There, like we ask, maybe we try to ask volunteers not to park directly next to the building. Leave that, especially for there's handicap spots around there, but we'd like to get some of the early visitors in for loading and unloading. There's plenty of parking. The whole place is free. There's hundreds of spots, so shouldn't be an issue. There's a couple of ATMs. We did this last time. I think we still have maps where the ATMs are. You'll be asked for that. I've asked them to make sure that the Oasis is open and running properly. The food is good there when they actually have people cooking. So we've made sure that across the street is already ready for us. So
always get regular visitors, vendors, that back door. Maybe that's one of the benefits of how the vendors will work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to hold it. Just talk, pretty boy.
Okay, we have a large door that vendors can come in at. On the side there, and there's a lane where we can line up, and that's where we're going to need most volunteers. Everybody's ever been to our show loves the fact that there's an army of people there to help them load. I don't know where that started, but they love it. Recommend to them that their only time they can come in there is there. They'll get a wristband when they register. We'll have somebody there, probably be me, handing out wristbands to vendors. And we'll have one of the volunteers will make sure that nobody goes out the side doors on the one wall where we have vendors. I make sure that they know they can't use that door for any reason whatsoever. And other than that, just be there, help the vendors, make sure that they know where their tables are. You'll all have a map. You're gonna have I'll probably cut it down to a letter size where it'll show a quick map and a list of the vendors, what tables we are. I'm gonna try and get there early. Probably be there around 7 if I can get in. And I'm gonna have like tent cards where I can put them up on the tables with where the vendors go.
Do that.
Yeah. And so other than that, yeah, again,
Before we go,
yes. Ask them to leave.
Are you guys sending out a vendor package?
Yes, I will be sending them out this weekend.
Thank you.
I'm going to have receipts and times and a map of where they're to go for unloading.
No receipts, cash only.
Pardon?
No receipts, cash only.
No dicker.
No dicker.
That's right.
So basically, same thing, be polite. If they give you a trouble, find a member of the executive. Okay, we had an issue last year. Where one or two.
He gives you even more trouble? That's it.
You're asking a lot for me to be like.
That's.
That's why you're staying by the raffle table.
Yeah, we had a couple that, you know, we always have a few that try to weasel in early. I'll be there at 7 because my pass card will work to get into the gym. We did have an issue with the garage bay door. It's on a timer. It's on a carbon monoxide timer and then God knows what else. So I'm trying to make sure that they don't have I know they can fix it because they've been there when it hasn't gone off 20,000 times. It's a pain in the ass. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but I'm working towards that. Last year's problems were, they didn't regulate the temperature properly. So as the show goes on, right, we need to decrease the air temperature, so that we don't have people passing out and stuff like that. So we'll work towards that, and with the back door. We have plenty of facilities for everyone, so that's a non-issue. But the big thing is, again, volunteers to show up in the morning. We need the help. Show doesn't work without the help. And that means volunteers staying until the vendors are out, not, okay, well, it's 3 o'clock, I'm out of here. For judging, I'll hold a judges meeting probably around 11:30. And we're gonna try to judge from noon until we get her all done. Depending on, we're doing.
You have enough guys for judges?
I have none so far, so it's just me. So that's the other.
Just for a show of hands for people who plan on showing up to volunteer. No, period. Just volunteers. Sure.
That's good.
Good.
So
More the merrier.
if anyone hasn't judged before and they want to, we'll be holding a meeting beforehand. If you're interested, email us, probably with Jeff's blast before the show. We'll send what we're looking for the judging criteria. We are doing gold, silver, bronze for the juniors. So pretty much any junior award, any junior entries probably will get a medal of some sort, gold, silver, bronze. It's just, we'll decide that there. We're not going to have scoring sheets, but we're working through consensus with the judges. Every other category is going to be 1, 2, 3. I'm not anticipating us to have enough models for splits. For those of you at Heritage Con who won any kind of award in aircraft, good for you, because they should have done some aircraft splits. That was just crazy how many aircraft were there. But I'm thinking we shouldn't. Last year we had 580-ish, 600 models. Stuart, do you remember roughly? We were in the 650 range tops, yeah. So, yeah. So it should be good. Yes, Devin? No, we're not electronic, not yet. IPMS Canada got access, not IPMS Canada, Hamilton got access to the IPMS USA pre-registration software. There were some bugs to work out. I'm hoping that by the time we do our show again, we'll be able to have that. And that's, yeah. We have our forms online. We're stressing folks to register your models before you get in. But there will be forms there. We'll have some printed off. And the doors open at 9:30. So we have plenty of time to get set up. We are not a big show. We are a big show, relatively speaking, for some we've been to, but nothing astronomical. It's get in, show your show, see some great models, see some friends, buy some cool shit, right? And then run for the hills. So.
For 10 minutes.
With just 5 of us at most meetings, hard to run a show with 5. So, yeah. So so that's what we've got going on right now. Yes, Mike? Not really. No.
The whole place is the Bolts poster.
Yeah, there's a water fountain there. There is one bathroom in the gym. I always cover over the bathroom sign. I'll let volunteers know where it is. But if we let the general public use it, it's gonna look like a truck stop in no time. So I just try to keep that for us, secret little shitter, so to speak, just for the love of God, close the door when you're done, because people leave it open and then people are walking around, oh, hey, look, I got a place I can go. So the only thing I ask is if you use it, close the door. We kind of hid it behind the whiteboard last time, just to keep it for show volunteers so that they didn't have to leave. There's a water fountain in there. There's soda machines in there. There's stuff like that. We'll probably try to pick up a case of just a case of water for guys that are helping in there for running around. I think we can do that, Bill? Put that on your little list, a case or two of water. And I'd like seltzer. So yeah, so we'll be set up for that. Okay, Mike? I know Mike was our primary. Mike was the first volunteer we had for our vending table. So we'll have Mike start it off and basically we'll coordinate. Yeah, we'll coordinate you guys for that table.
For sale. So it is really important to maybe those kids take their fair share of money to help sell them. Group of kids. There's really great things.
It's because we want Mike to be able to go and spend the money he's making from sales on the new stuff he's getting.
So far, we've got.
You got my email today, right?
There's 4 tables left. Those that are-
And again, for raffle stuff, reach out to us to let us know. We can collect it beforehand, but we just need to know what it is. I've got a bunch of stuff at my house that I'm bringing in. Jeff is sort of control central for us on this. So is George. You know, one of the things people like to come to is raffles. By the way, for our raffle, we will be raffling off the prizes. Like I said, it's basically the tickets will be attached to prizes. You get what you win. But we'll be one last draw. And that last draw will be part of all the tickets sold, will be a 1/200 scale HMS hood with the Pontos aftermarket set. So that's the big grand prize. Yeah, and I'm basically copying amps because at the amp show on the weekend, the grand prize was a 1/35 scale Dora with the aftermarket barrel and photo etch set. So that was like $1,000 US. And no, I didn't win. Actually, if I won, the bidding would have started at $400. Who wants it, right? Actually, the guy who won it said it's actually going to be a group build for his club down in Missouri. Said the whole group, there's 5 or 6 of them, they're all going to build it together. Yeah, so squadron doing it. Yeah, Ronnie. It's over there. So if yeah, basically, if you leave the front entrance of the gym where we do the collecting of the cash, and you just go kitty corner, like basically going a diagonal, that's where the place is going to be. Yeah.
We can have like a map.
We have a map.
At the end.
Yeah, we did last year. We put a map up. I had a couple of maps from the college that I threw up. We'll throw those up again. Yeah. So they're not big, and we'll have some on sheets. So when volunteers show up, you'll have a campus map. I'll let you know where the 2 ATMs are. I did warn them. I said, fill them up. They're a little bit hidden. So, you know, Devin, you familiar with London campus at all? Mikey is. Anyone else? Larry, are you comfortable with location? Like, you know where the ATMs are on campus? So one's at the DEF junction, and then there's another one over by the fitness center. So basically, it's just to let people, so Larry knows. Mikey, I'll re-explain where they are. Oh, well, the doors, right? Because I'm school public safety, C buildings are buildings, so I can get into the gym anytime. Stuff like that, yeah. So it's just basically for those of us who work here, we're the primary wayfinders. If people are lost, right? Just find us who've been here. Carrie, you've been here, so you should be somewhat familiar with the campus, right? So, you know, yeah, but, you know, and Carrie, Larry, Devin, oh my. So, a few of us know the location. So, like I said, there's two ATMs here. Otherwise they kind of have to leave the campus, but you know what it's like. And yeah, that's about it for the show, I think. Yeah. And that's the big portion of our meeting was this, because this is it. I'm shocked at the prices of everything. Like literally, we thought we were doing good because when the college said it's this much for the room, we're like, nice. Like for the hall, the gym was okay, we're good. And even the insurance, because I had to renew our insurance, was like, okay, insurance is doing okay. And then, you know, we rented for another quarter and they bent me over the table, and now the medal people and the awards people and everything is getting stupid as far as costs go, to be expected. So we're going to be tight. We're going to be tight. Like we are concerned about having enough of a slush fund for another show in 2 years.
One,
Yeah. And how much did, yeah, we have the same table prices that we've had since our like 2017 show. So, you know, even our dues are still pretty static for the last few years. We're doing our best to be a, you know, a club that's economically feasible for our membership, but our society, our province is making it a challenge for us to be able to afford these things on the kind of scale, because we are a club show that's big enough to need 15-20,000 square feet. You know, we're at that point now. So there we go. And all the other shows are feeling the crunch too. We're seeing it and we're hearing it I'm hearing it from other folks. So that's it for our show. Yeah. Yes, Mike? Yes. Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
I asked this question last year, not very well. That's why Peter was looking at the fountain. I thought that was in the works.
We'd have to see. We could make that judgment, because that's what part of what we're doing with the intake, right? Which is why Lee helps out when he did last show. Figure it out. But I mean, and if all else fails, we still have a what if category. Yeah, we do. We have a catch-all under the H's. Yeah, it's miscellaneous, right? So yeah, same difference. So yeah, we'll take a look at it, and yeah, we're not that rigid, so yeah, we'll get you a spot. Yes?
Yes. Affirmative. It's going over and over, right?
Thank you. Appreciate it. We will be. We are. We're gonna have a great show. And we're gonna take a break. Bill, we'll do the 50-50 tonight? Yep. So we'll take a break, because really what we got left is we'll go over the tables and then any news from other members. What do you think? That work for you guys?
Yeah, it's good. There are some magazines here. All
Exactly.
not going home, so. take it
Yeah.
easy, please.
and come grab some of these, go somewhere where you. And we can get off.
Well, we'll have a little 10-minute biological break / get your raffle tickets to support the club from William, and we'll go through what our tables got.
That's good.
I'm gonna mute it for now, guys.
Okay.
Constant class. And then whenever we install and or start all of anything, it takes a slow person. Okay. Or- Exactly. You can lift it out, our companies, use the company back on paper. So I am stripping down the buy that I printed on the back of the one, and I'm printing what's that. That takes a minute. Okay. Okay.
Welcome to the ass show.
Pretty much. Saggy old asses.
Ass and stomachs.
The asses and guts.
You know, it's a real drinking game. Every time we see an ass, we have to take a shot.
You wasted no time.
Oh, yeah, we'd be drunk in 15 minutes. After an hour of this, we'd all be fucking dead from alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
It's a good thing it's not smell-o-vision.
Oish.
Oh, God, yeah.
Kind of stuck. Or they could not be up and okay. Because if I say I know nine, don't be one. You might then not do that. You get something that's like maybe from a corner or from or something not even but usually I even just I try to remember that it's from you never done. But so then it comes to the point where you're by a couple of degrees, okay, then you really think that maybe that's wrong, and you're right by 0.27 degrees. That 0.27 degree will become a couple of degrees. And I haven't experienced like to get stuck with a lot. Even though they can know instead of from other companies, if they go first, right? And after doing these kind of things, I don't do the necessary running. I just do the running that is usually in my admin that's done. But then I also put really standard. Yeah, people just know that I so they go, oh, you know what I was doing. Exactly. Yeah. It's great when I have an can write down printing. And I see myself on that. When going from the good, not sometimes because there's no material that won't be used for art. Insane. It's not 6 8 fly. Yeah. So Nick and I made a really fucking big rock. We got done, right? Finally got the thing done. We didn't get anything done in a sense, but we got concepts. Yeah. So I found the design and basically, since we have all that iron, we're gonna be decorating the sides of our footprints in iron blocks. And so the iron blocks into steel beams, like a really good, they're like super detailed and whatnot. And we're gonna make like more of a iron. Oh, okay. Oh, no, right? Like, I don't know. Oh, okay, okay. I know. I train on it. I got open reading.
Huh, I'm noticing here if I go on the show website and I click on flyer, I get the 2023 flyer.
2023.
And if I
What
go
I
to
got
flyer,
was
if I go to
what I,
flyer in PDF form, so I can download a PDF, it's 2023.
You should let them know.
Yeah.
when I like try to click it through the website, what I saw is 2024. But if I search directly the 2025 show and click the link in Google, it will give me 2025. So I don't know how it works.
Was that you? Just getting started.
Yeah, like if I go to the front page of the show, it shows 2025, but I can't actually get a flyer. I just get this image.
Mm,
Yeah,
And
they
then if
got
I'm like,
they
yeah,
got
if I
bad
go,
link. They need to fix it.
yeah, I go to show flyer and yeah, show flyer is 2023. Yeah, they got a bad link going on here.
Ownership shall be provided for each solution. Wellington Way in Mount Forest for a limited time. Eastern Developments is covering 2.5% of the purchase price.
Last night, right? So the last time we
Started just over 3.
I must have been last night.
Yes.
I know, we are murmuring.
CAT standards.
I don't know if you've ever seen a murmur.
We are committed to upholding the highest standards of broadcast excellence. Administered by the Canadian
Sound. Control.
Something you heard.
Maybe.
It's 106.8.
This is actually just the body running the
Response to your concern and sending information.
most of what you so the only right you got body. Okay, it's part of how to the use. But try to ask things better.
Today, if users 6.5.
I'll throw the road I think tomorrow or if you want. Next time. Okay. How I feel. That.
So Ed, what are you bringing to the show in terms of kit?
To sell or to show?
Both.
To show nothing because I have that issue going on with my house right now, so everything's in turmoil.
Ah,
So there's nothing to show. To sell, it's what I've got from Hamilton. And probably that's it because I don't have time to look at anything else right now. Everything is friggin' packed away and it's like it's a huge mess right now.
did
So
you have a lot left from Hamilton?
yeah, I had quite a bit left.
Oh, okay. So it looked like stuff was flying off your table there.
Oh yeah, but I sold a ton of stuff too,
Yeah.
which was nice.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. We're gonna get started in a second again. I
Okay.
put a link up in the chat for what's on the tables to the photos.
Hey,
Thanks.
Stuart, the show website takes you to the 2023 flyer if you click on show flyer.
Okay, can you send me an email?
Yeah.
All right, I appreciate that.
You're the beta tester.
Yeah. Brendan and I at the table. The last show, my daughter was helping and she ended up making the gun. She took off 17. She's like, you guys are crazy. You can't do this. Dave and Mary, they can't run the raffle. Well, put Brendan and I can comment. Your no comment is sufficient for comment. Thanks, guys. Yeah, well, that's why we have plugs on the
There are parts there. We have a little chart. Great thing. All right, let's get started again. Take your seat. What's the ones after? Right there. Under advisement. Moon River.
The test of the emergency broadcasting.
ABC, Ask Broadcasting Channel.
That's pretty asinine.
It's original.
It is.
It's the BBC. It's the Butt Belly Channel.
There you
How
go.
was that?
We can put all kinds of spins on this.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
You guys are on a roll.
Oh, we see a lot of rolls
Oh,
there.
there we go.
Ah,
And I wasn't even trying. That was just a statement. Jeez.
yeah, that's good.
How much? Oh, I got. Okay. 50-50 draw will be for $20. 50-50 draw. If you haven't yet, we're just taking the last of your well-earned cash. Thank you very much. We weren't able to project tonight. I gotta bring my laptop. I apologize. No, I mean on the TV screen. Funny guy. So on the show table, I'm just gonna pick it up and just hold it for everyone. I'm just kidding, Mike. Just a moment there. He's like, I must kill you. I feel like it was like Drago. So we've all had a look. Magazines are free. So what do we want to start with? You got pictures? Okay, so well, yeah, it's Warcraft, right? So I knew it wasn't Orc because it wasn't painted red or yellow. Red is fast. So Mike Slavon brought us a 40K kit. So feel free to describe for the audience at home.
That's a truck from their post-apocalyptic game called Necromunda, and it's called a Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler. And I just like the look of it. It looks something Mad Max, like from a Mad Max movie. So I did paint it up to match the color scheme for the Imperium of Man, which is the Astra Militarum. Anyway, yeah. I just like paint. I just like the look of it, and it's just you can paint it to look like some rusted out 100-year-old vehicle. And I painted all by hand. I didn't use a airbrush because I don't know one. So, but yeah,
You will.
yeah, maybe I will get one after that.
All right, next. Well, you know what, Mike and Mike. So Mike brought in his often documented, everything duplicated.
You're right, it never will be duplicated. That's my, sir, we have the wine, the 148 Tamiya figures, vehicles, and a lot of input from Ron's Bits and Bobs. Tim Wilson gave me some suggestions on the bottles of wine. Carrie helped with the structure of the roof. Lots of fun.
on the best team.
What else you want me to say about it? There you go.
Yeah, it's almost got a Kelly's. To me, figures are really nice at 48 scale, which helps to make it look so good. Nice job. Good sourcing on your 3D printing, by the way. Yeah. Tucker's Tidbits. Next, oh, I know. Let's talk to the Velvet Fog. That's George for his
Okay, the first is hidden there. You can pick it up by the back end if you want. There you go. This is an IBG 172nd Diamond T Wrecker. This is the smallest model I've ever made, and I may never do it again. It's IBG. The detail is really impressive for the scale. It's 173 parts, but they're very small parts that you got to put together. It's got a complete engine, exhaust system, fan belts. You can't see it, it's under the hood. Come on. But it was a real challenge to build because there's different skills with this armor stuff. The good thing is there's no seams to fill. But other than that, it's a lot more patience, a lot more care handling it as you put it together. So it's really a great learning exercise. Very good point. Well, the windows didn't work right. The glass for the windshield was on a clear plastic sheet that you had to cut out the square of the window. But because I broke off the windshield pillars handling the fenders, the glass didn't fit right. So you just fill the gap with a lot of clear glue and hope for the best. The next is a Catalina Mark I with the RCAF. This particular plane is depicted was flown by a highly decorated RCAF officer from St. Catharines, Ontario, L.J. Burchell. His squadron was shipped to Ceylon, which is now Sri Lanka. And the day after he got there, his crew flew on patrol for 9 hours. They spotted the Japanese fleet. They managed to signal the Allies in Ceylon that the Japanese were on their way. And then the Japanese quickly shot him and his crew down. They spent the rest of the war in a Japanese prisoner of war camp. But because the Allies were warned by this plane's sacrifice, they were ready for the Japanese, and the Japanese failed to take Ceylon. He's probably one of the most decorated RCF officers in Canada. This was a great build. It's an Academy build. Thank you, Jeff, for locating this for me in the basement. Great build. I decided I should put it on water because it is a Catalina. It is fully amphibious. It's not trifibious. The characters in the life raft are from an old 50s monogram albatross kit that I threw in the toilet paper water. All done.
Let's see. Who did the 8 rad? Pardon? Yeah. It's not a Puma.
It's not a Puma. That is the Magic Factory 72nd scale SDKF said 234-4 Puma. I guess like IBG, that is a very, very nice little kit. All kinds of options. There's 3 different sets of tread patterns on the little vinyl tires. Really nicely molded, went together very well. I'm, not the greatest of eyesight, so it was a bit of a test. The camouflage is done with paint markers. After Ron, I think, was talking about them one day, I thought I'd give that a try because there's no way I could airbrush that, and it worked okay. It worked okay. It was just a very, very nice kit, and that's the first model I've finished in a long time.
The gates are massive.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, yeah. So if you ever build another one, let me know. He built me extra sets. The wagon, the station wagon.
That's a reclamation
project, a restoration project. This was given to me. It's a 1961 Oldsmobile F85 station wagon. I don't think it was ever produced after the initial production of it. I think it's a Johan kit, but it came complete with everything. Engine, nice little V8 engine in it. The only thing missing is a firewall, but I can do something with that. It was painted in this color when I got it. Whoever painted it did a pretty decent job, although that's not my favorite color. I think I might change it to a two-tone, but I don't know whether the bottom should be green or the top should be green. I don't know. But I'll replace it with, I'll put maybe some fancy wheels and tires on it. I don't know if I'll do anything with the engine, but I'll probably put a roof rack on it and a surfboard and just make it kind of fun. Any suggestions? Should I leave it green? Should I do the top green and the bottom a different color, or vice versa? Sorry, white on the top? White or cream? Cream on the top and that green on the bottom? Okay. I can dress it up with some bare metal foil.
Make it sexy. Next is the glider.
Must be.
Yeah, sorry, this is one of my projects to write for IPMS Canada. Frank got another free kit from IBG. This is the Gotha Geo 224A, which is a glider for salting 22 troops, give or take, something like that. But I liked it because it had a shark's mouth on it. And what the hell? I'm not going to turn down a shark's mouth for free. So that was fun. So yeah, it's in I did the review and it was in the last Beaver Tales. So those of you who are IPMS Canada members have already seen it, read it. Most of it, I spent the time slagging George Ray for other reasons. Yeah, which is fun. And it's sitting on a perfectly appropriately sized base because that's the only base I've got. So screw it. I'm just going to stick it on the same base. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Next is, I don't know what German planes. Focke-Wulf, is it the 190? No, it's not a 190, 109. Yours? Tell us a story.
Okay, so this is the BF109 E1. This is the first kit I ever built in 148 scale when I use actually first time compressor and airbrush. So that was really like a virgin kit in 148 scale. And that's when I started switching from 72nd to 48. The kit is from Hobbycraft, very old kit. I use Model Master paints. Decals are from Hasegawa and is representing Hauptmann Hans Trautfort from Jack 77 for September 1939 campaign in Poland against Polish Air Force. Yeah. I don't know him personally, but I like the markings. That's why. And the canopy is Hasegawa as well because Hobbycraft got closed canopy and I wanted open. So this is straight out of the box, except that Hasegawa decals and canopy. Everything else is either scratch build, a little bit. At that time, I didn't know much about scratch building, but this is really the first kit that I could say, no, it's not bad.
Obviously, you, Mikey, is that your truck?
Yes. All right, this AMT Alaskan hauler with the full-size Gulf oil trailer cut down. Many of you know that I actually drove for a living, and I drove that truck in the late 80s out in Alberta, hauling fuel. And so the paint is all done with aerosol. It's a, what was it called? Anyways, I got the Trimac color from Canadian Tire. It's actually a Toyota Burgundy. And yeah, it went pretty good. I put a bigger bunk on it. I left the engine hood side doors off, because for a while, that's how we ran them out there. Battery box comes off, batteries in there. And yeah, it worked out pretty good.
Good. And the last plane that we have,
There he is. That is a Hasegawa P40E. That is my latest shelf queen to become liberated, or it was on the shelf of opportunity, so I finished it. I started this kit in the Bush administration. I'm a little gray, but let's say somewhere around the time John Kerry. So what should we say in there? Either he was fighting or he'd lost. So it's actually been a kit that's had a lot of, one of those projects, I don't know, everybody has them, that things just go wrong and you put it on the shelf and, you know, so I broke one of the side panels. I was telling somebody the quarter panels behind it, I had got a bit of a glue smear on it. So I was trying to sort of sand it, buff it out. And they've got engraved lines for where the frames are. Well, those engraved lines are also nice pressure points that just snap the whole thing in two. So, and of course it didn't snap along the line, it snapped diagonally across, like your windshield would crack. Anyway, I put it on the shelf for a couple of years trying to figure what to do. I didn't want to give up on it. I had the wings together, the fuselage together, and was reluctant to buy a whole new kit for one piece of plastic. Fast forward to 2019, I was able to obtain a started P40 where someone had glued various parts together and put the fuselage halves together. So this incarnation is the wings from my first kit with the fuselage from the second kit, along with a Edward cockpit in it. I added some ultracast exhaust to it, and you know, the ultracast exhaust. Everything else is pretty well in the kit, and the markings were in IPMS Canada's RT last year, one of the free decal sheets that we get every year, and this was based in BC in 1944-45. So benefits of the membership in IPMS Canada. Not a model. Yeah, because my mommy said I could. So my wife and I were on a road trip last Sunday just because we wanted to get out of the house, and we found this antique shop just outside of Sarnia. The building looked like it was falling down. And I happened to see these on the shelf. What they are is they're World War II, they're repops, but one is a Panzer 25 missions medal. Two are in the middle there. They're both Luftwaffe. The older looking one with the bird is a pilot recognition medal. And the third one there with the grenades and the bayonet is a, what'd you say it was, Peter? Infantry assault medal. So if you guys want to have a look at it, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, guys. So this is something I brought back from over in China, my last trip for business. A friend of mine purchased it for me, and I've never seen a model factory hero kit myself, but I wanted this one because I really love the Can-Am Chaparral cars. So I saw this one was available. I got him to order it for me. Was going to pay for it, but he gave it to me as a birthday gift. So that was even better. If you guys want to come and take a look at it to see what it is, the level of detail in these things is absolutely insane. I'm afraid of it. I'm not sure how I'm going to build it yet or get to the point where I can build it. I'm really going to be looking for some advice from some people that may have been doing a lot of white metal in this kit, how to prep it properly before painting it and stuff like that. So there's going to be a lot of research in this before I start it, but if you guys want to come over and see the level of detail, and just as a rough, that's about an $850 kit in China. Canadian.
Yeah. I'll give you $20. Let's have our draw. Oh, we have a winning ticket.
554.
Five, 4. It's a blue ticket. It has 554 on it. Going once, going twice, and draw another ticket. Well, they should have stayed.
Five, 9, 4.
That's me. Yes.
So you gotta be close to the end now.
All right, Mr. Frank. Sure. Just hold on, I'll get it. So that's it for our meeting for tonight. The big thing for us was the push for the show. We've got there's Wonderfest coming up. I just went to AMPS Nationals. I can tell you that in the States, my border crossing took less than 2 minutes, although the disdain on the gentleman's face was palatable. But 2 fat white guys going to the States apparently is not a threat. I came back. I did not post on my personal Facebook page what I brought back, but I did post it somewhere else. And my Rogue was definitely riding low on the rear tires. The deals in the States are still there, all things considered. So I came back probably pretty close to $800 worth of stuff. You can tell them there's 2 of us in the car, so we're safe. I told him I was bringing back the gold, so the guy thought that was pretty funny. So I did good at AMPS. I got a gold, 2 silver, and a bronze. AMPS was for those of you who know the AMPS style judging, they do it on points. It was very competitive because 30 points is the maximum a model can get. And you can get an extra half point if you do research, if you provide research with your kit. All the best ofs were 30.5 point models. It was the first time they've ever done that in the 30 years of AMPS. So everything was like judged as a perfect kit. They all had 30.5 points. So the competition was like severe. It was really good. So didn't stand a chance. But it was a good show, good vending, good deals. I spread the word out. We might have some Southern cousins coming for a visit since we're so cheap up here for them now. And then we've got IPMS Nationals in the end of July. And our next show after us really will be Torcan in the middle of September. And then we've got AirCAD Con. And I don't think Welcome is running this year. So there's no Welcome show. So we might be looking at, AirCAD Con will probably be the last thing we get up north here. Yeah, there's the Windsor show at the museum, right? Yeah, and Michigan, Detroit's got a show too. Outside of that, I don't know if it's this year. They do it. Are they doing one? Okay, so Ottawa's got a show in October, so they usually do it every other year. So I was a little bit surprised. All right. So we'll post about that on our Facebook and our socials. Listen, we'll see you guys on June 7th when we have our show. Looking forward to seeing you all there. Huzzah. We'll have a great time. Bring your cash. I'm sure the vending will be hot. Ed will appreciate it. He wants to go home with less. Don't worry, Ed. I'll be there.
Thanks, Frank.
And with that, we will adjourn the meeting.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, gentlemen.
I don't know.